Most people think chopsticks are just two sticks, two identical little rods used to eat noodles and sushi. But they are not just that, they are symbols, etiquette landmines, and sometimes actual weapons. But I will tell you that story later. So, today we are breaking them down. Chinese, Japanese, Korean, 3 countries, 3 design, 3 totally different chopstick mentalities. But let's start where it all began. The OG, and specifically Henan, the cradle of Chinese civilization. Chopsticks were invented here over 5,000 years ago, originally for cooking, long bamboo tools used to stir hot pot without burning your hands. Then, chefs realized slicing food smaller cooks it faster, saves fuel and eliminates knives at the table. By the 5th century, chopsticks ruled. And forget knives and forks. Confucius himself said, "The honorable do not sit beside knives at the table." So, what did they do? They injected philosophy into food. Because dinner was not just about eating, it was a ritual. In Confucian China, every gesture signaled your respect for hierarchy and order. Knives were tools of war, but chopsticks represent civility, control, and virtue. So Chinese chopsticks are long, around 25 centimeters long, blunt-tipped and square at the top. Not made for elegance, made for reach. Because Chinese dining is not about you, it's about the table and the 12 dishes on it. If you want the last dumpling, you better have better aim and a longer stick than grandpa. Also works if you want to steal grandma, by the way. Each chopstick is shaped with intent. Round symbolizes heaven. Square represents earth. Together, harmony. So yeah, every time you pick up food, you are balancing the cosmos between your fingers. Not just eating. Metaphysics in wood over noodles and soy sauce. And the taboos and the rules, there are so many. Stick them upright in rice, that is ghost food. Funeral incense. Tap them on your bowl. That is what beggars did. Give them at a wedding. The word for chopsticks, kwaide, sounds like fast son. A subtle pressure to reproduce embedded in tableware. But also, China produces 80 billion disposable chopsticks in a year. That is 3 million trees gone for your stir-fried noodles. So Chinese chopsticks are long and symbolic. Japanese ones, short, sleek, sometimes beautiful. Typically around 18 to 20 centimeters, noticeably shorter than China's 25 centimeters. That may not seem huge numerically, but in hand, the feel is precise. Compact, personal, the tips pointed, ideal for fish, sticky rice, or deboning. You don't grab food in Japan, you court it. Most are wooden, often lacquered, some are even gendered. Longer and dark for men, shorter and slim for women. There is a set for everything. Saibashi for cooking, kids chopsticks, warebashi, disposable ones you snap in half. Etiquette. Don't stick them in rice. Don't pass food chopstick to chopstick. Don't rub them together. Don't point. Don't stab. Don't lick. Yes, Japan did not just borrow China's etiquette. They added rules and expect you to know them without being told. So how should you eat sushi? With your hands? Nigiri was street food in Edo-era, Japan. So hands keep the rice intact. But chopsticks are more for sashimi in these sushi restaurants. So if someone corrects you, you can just say, I'm being historically accurate. But what about Korean chopsticks? Well, they are medium length, flat and stainless steel. Why? Because of royalty. Silver chopsticks were once used to detect poison. Over time, metal became the default, and they come with a spoon. Together, it's called sujeo. You use chopsticks only for picking up side dishes like kimchi, meat, vegetables, and banchan. You don't use them for soup or rice. The spoon is for anything wet or heavier, especially soup and rice. Unlike in China or Japan, you don't lift the rice bowl in Korea. So the spoon makes it easier to read rice from a stationary bowl. This means the Korean approach to utensils is very functional and precise. Each tool has a specific role, and using them correctly reflects manners and discipline. You are not supposed to use both at once or interchangeably. The etiquette is to separate tasks by tool. Of course, these are tendencies, and you will see Koreans eating rice with chopsticks. I'm sure you noticed that Korean chopsticks were full metal, flat, heavy, no grip, no mercy. Sometimes super annoying to use, even with my incredible chopstick skills. As for etiquette, don't stick them straight in the rice, you will summon ghosts. Don't rest them on your bowl. They slide, they clang, you look uncultured. Never mix your spoon and chopsticks in one hand. You are not dual wielding, and whatever you do, don't eat before the elders, even if you are starving. In Korea, your manners eat first. These are not graceful. They are survival gear. If you can eat with Korean chopsticks, you've passed the test. Drop one, good luck. They bounce and take your dignity with them. Cooking versus eating chopsticks. Two realms, one of ceremony, one of flame. The eating chopstick is modest, short, subtle, intimate. It's the one you know and usually get at your favorite Asian restaurant. The cooking chopstick is a spear, long, commanding, forged to tame fire, up to 40 centimeters of culinary intent. In China, they use long bamboo sticks to stir, to fry, to reach through flames, like kitchen wizards. In Japan, it's the saibashi, cooking chopsticks, sometimes tied with red string, like they are on a mission. In Korea, it's the same, but in metal, long, heavy, like built for battle. Tongs are often present in home kitchen. Unfortunately, to eat is to choose, even if you don't see it. So in China, over 80 billion disposable chopsticks vanish yearly. That is 3 million trees, felled for fleeting convenience. In Japan, waribashi still rule. Break them once, then discard. A ritual of waste. In Korea, it's actually pretty ecological, I suppose, because it's stainless steel and thus it's reusable and sanitized, but you need better chopstick skills. Yet, shame has learned to travel. Some now carry personal chopsticks, like sacred brushes, tucked into velvet cases, not out of pride but penance, or maybe just because they don't trust restaurant chopsticks anymore. If 3 countries can turn chopsticks into philosophy, what else are they hiding in plain sight? In the next video, we break down 10 cultural differences between Japan, Korea, and China that go way deeper than just chopsticks. Some are subtle, some are wild, and one might explain why you always feel out of place over there.